everyone, I'm Lesley of Rosehaven Yarn Shop in Prince Edward County, Ontario, Canada, and that's in Picton, Ontario, right kind of in the middle of Lake Ontario. Hi, how's the summer going? We've been pretty busy around our area. Lots of people coming and visiting us. We're very much a touristy spot with Sandbanks Provincial Park here with the big sand dunes and beautiful beach, sandy beach on the lake. And I am on Instagram, so if you've been following me, you probably saw my family vacation that we just came back from. I'm Rosehaven on Instagram and Artsy Mum on Ravelry, and we have a Rosehaven Yarn Shop Facebook site as well. So welcome everyone, and thanks for sticking with me. I know it's supposed to be bi-weekly. That hasn't exactly worked. I keep trying, but it's busy. Running the business, I'm on my own, owning the store, and you know, my husband helps tons, but it's still me at the desk and making the sales, making the orders, the customer orders, and doing classes and all kinds of stuff. But I love it. It's not really a job, right? When you love what you're doing. It's my favorite place to hang out, that's for sure. So obviously I'm not at Rosehaven. This is my backyard, and we are super amazingly fortunate. That is water that you can see here. This is the Black River, and it kind of wraps around our house. This is sort of like a tributary off of the main Black River, which kind of goes out that away and then out this way to Lake Ontario. So we have this lovely, mostly marshy spot with bulrushes and things, but it's beautiful, and there's always a nice cool breeze. We don't even have air conditioning in the house because it's rarely that hot, and we do have a above ground pool, so you get too stinky hot, you go jump in the pool. Who needs air conditioning? So I hope everyone's having an amazing summer. I have been funny, some people stop knitting in the summer. This year I kind of just stepped it up a notch. I've been knitting like a mad person. I don't have any finished objects. I've got a few whips, works in progress, and then I've got all kinds of things that I've picked up along the way of our lovely family vacation. We drove east of here. We're in the eastern part of Ontario, so we kept going east, went through Quebec and then into New Brunswick, and then down into Nova Scotia, all the way out to Cape Breton, and did the Cabot Trail, which is this incredible road that is just up and down in hills and just stunning, and surrounding by the ocean. And we went whale watching, didn't see any whales, but we had fun. Saw some seals, which was kind of cool. And then we went out back into Nova Scotia, kind of doing the loop back, and went to PEI, Prince Edward Island. We're Prince Edward County. Prince Edward Island is its own province. And then we looped all the way, kept going back to our friends in Moncton, New Brunswick, back through Quebec and stopped in Montreal, and then home. So it was a good 2 weeks. Lots of driving though. But our kids are 17 and 19, so our daughter's hoping to head out to college. She's trying to get into a January program. It's a pretty tight, not tight, it's like a tight race, but like limited to get into it. So she's working on her portfolio. She's got a big meeting and stuff next on Wednesday, so we're hoping. Of course, it's in the arts. She wants to go into two-dimensional animation. Tim used to do stop motion animation when we lived in Toronto before we moved here. So he did lots of sculpting and things. But yeah, so we created a book. My husband thought it'd be a really cool idea because both my kids, my son too, Quinn, he likes to draw and illustrate. So we decided to bring a sketchbook along so everyone could work on illustrations to add into, so we could keep track of our entire vacation. So this is the first picture. This is one my husband did. Like I said, he's a political cartoonist, so he's pretty good. Here's my daughter and me, and then my son's off the back. We had a really excellent trip, and it was funny because, you know, with teenagers, you know, you figure there's going to be some grumbling, but when you're surrounded by all these families with small children and the kids are tired and they're crying and they're whining and ice cream is dripping and there's disaster happening, some drama, and you're looking around going, yeah, my kids, this is so much easier than doing it when kids are really little. I'm so glad we waited. But there was whining, but it was mostly Tim and I complaining that we were really tired and it was such a long drive and we just need more caffeine. It was a lot of necessary caffeine intake to keep us awake for the road trip. So first, let me see. So we managed to hit 7 yarn stores, 6, maybe 6. It wasn't completely intentional. There was 2 that I definitely wanted to hit. The other ones, we kind of fell upon them a little bit by accident. Once I got to Montreal, I did make a plan because I saw 4 in Montreal. But in Nova Scotia, we kind of fell across a couple, and the first one we happened across, and my husband was the one with the eagle eyes on this one, was in Tatamagouche. It's a great name. Tatamagouche, Nova Scotia. And it's a fairly new store. I think she's only been 3 years, but really cute old house, super nice in there. And she has a fair amount of kind of local dyers and things. So one of them was Give It a Whirl. And I don't know if they have a website. There's not really much information on it. The artist's name is Janine Guinan, Guinan. And it's self-striping, 75-25. I love trying to support local indie dyers and stuff. So I got this one at Tatamagouche, and the other one I picked up were an alpaca farm called Woolies in the Attic. And this is lovely, soft, and it's all natural. It's 10% merino, 15% tencel, and alpaca, suri, and hukaya alpaca, which I don't really know, but it's got a really nice bloom happening on it, and it's beautiful heathery. There's even tones of gray as well as the beigey taupes. Yummy. Tatamagouche was fun. Oh, and I found these really cool things. They have a local artist, Pamela Swainson, and she did these really neat paintings. This is a card of the painting, and it was a fisherman knitting a fishing net, but I love how it's changing into the fish and stuff. Isn't that cool? And the other one was the lady knitting a waterfall. Because it's knitting, I was just like, I have to have these cards. They're so cool. So I picked up those, and then we kept going. Ended up in Badeck, and then we went to Badeck Yarns, which is this really cute spot in Badeck, and another really cute house with a crazy steep hill going up. But oh my god, the whole house was pink. She had pink Adirondack chairs at the front. It was super nice. Her name's Pat, and she was so lovely, and we chatted quite a bit because she used to be a yarn rep for Diamond Yarns. I picked up a skein of Zen. Not this skein, this is one I hung on to. This is Zen Yarn Garden. It's a Canadian indie dyer, husband and wife, and their colors, like this one is called Silver Moon. This is very, very quiet. Their colors are so rich and saturated and stunningly beautiful, and they're in Sarnia, Ontario. So when I came back, I met with the sales rep that's now repping them, and I ordered tons for the store. And yeah, so it's coming. So that was Badeck, and she had she had the fleece artist, the Canadian colors of Canada that fleece artist did. I'm trying to get it in my store. It's been back ordered because everybody wants it and nobody can keep it in stock. Someday it'll show up at Rosehaven, hopefully. I haven't heard from them in a while, and I ordered that like almost a month before I left. So we're into the 2-month mark at this point. So I don't know, might not happen, but that's okay. Then what did we do? Well, we did Cabot Trail. We went and swam in the ocean. We stayed in this really cool authentic in Ingonish Beach, which is like somewhere across between a tent and a cabin, because we have 4 adults in a small, it's an SUV, but there's not that much room. So we didn't bring all the camping gear, so you can rent it all. Everything is at the campsite, so you get to camp, but not have to carry all your stuff with you, just sleeping bags and pillows. So we did that, which was great. It was very relaxing. then we kept going, did the whole Cabot Trail around, and then where did we go? We got the ferry back to PEI, Prince Edward Island, and I went to, oh yeah, I went to a couple yarn stores there. They had lots of Briggs & Little, because Briggs & Little, of course, is a yarn that's made in Nova Scotia. But the other cool thing I found was this, Northern Waters. So they have their own knitwear on Prince Edward Island. They knit sweaters. They are hand knit but with a machine, but you know how, like, when you knit them with a machine, there's tons of finishing that has to be done. But anyways, I'm gonna buy sweaters to sell in my store, and they have them in all these gorgeous colors. So I can get like Aran fisherman sweaters to sell in the shop, because we have lots of customers that come in who are not knitters and just want hand knit things. So Prince Edward Island, yay, in Prince Edward County. We're gonna have hand knit sweaters. Yes. So I'm excited about that. That was pretty cool. And she seems really lovely, Wanda Waters. So Northern Waters Knitwear. So what else? So I was Instagramming the whole time. So if you're following me on Instagram, you would have seen lots of our weird, goofy pictures. Like the whole family with Humpty Dumpty, a giant potato that we couldn't quite figure if it was a man or a woman potato. It had eyelashes, so he was going to put eyelashes on things that are girls. We were trying to find anything weird and tacky. We had found some giant fishermen, any weird roadside attraction. We were there. Breaks up the trip a little. And then we got to Montreal, and I went to Maison Tricoté, and I bought, I've met these ladies, Riverside Studio. They do beautiful dye work. They're from Quebec, Wakefield, Quebec, and beautiful, lovely stuff. And they're super nice ladies. They actually come to our Fiber Fest in Picton. They were there this past year. But this stuff is so silky and nice. It's just, oh, their base is really nice. What is in here? Oh, well, silk and linen. Yeah, that would explain. Hell's Kitchen is the color name. Isn't that great? Hell's Kitchen. Riverside Studio. I'm pretty sure they have a website. And yes, they do. I posted on the bottom of the screen. So that was at Maison Tricoté, which is a yarn store in Quebec, Mount Royal area. And she doesn't have commercial yarn. She's kind of deals directly with individual creators of yarn in that store. And I also went to La Bobineuse de Laine. I'm not sure what Bobineuse means, but de Laine means the wool. And they've been there for 25 years apparently, and they actually manufacture their own yarn. So I bought some really plush, puffy, single ply, some alpaca in Heathery deliciousness, and I gifted it to Kelly because I gave, because I gifted it to Kelly because Kelly looked after the store for the 2 weeks while I was gone and made sure that there was always enough cash in the till, and got change, and made sure if the girls had any questions, maybe the ladies, she took care of all that. So that was fabulous. Oh, while I was there, I picked up this fabulous bag with the little leather corners, leather handle, and the poppies. And it's like that burlap straw kind of thing, and it's actually has this little, it's perfect for a knit bag because I found it in a knit store, but I'm totally using it as a purse. So it closes up, so it's like a little satchel. I just love it. It kind of reminds me of the one my mom brought back from Jamaica in the 70s, the straw purse, but I thought it was great. So I'm like, totally had to get that. And then I also went to Moulin Yarn, which is also in Montreal. I did not drag my family through these. I did go by myself. That's my dog, my wiener dog, barking at squirrels usually. So they have their own yarn. Oop, it just came apart. Fancy that. This luscious, delicious gorgeousness. Like, they've done an amazing job because there's a lot of colors in here and it didn't go muddy. And it's actually even more saturated and rich, the lighting out here, because there's kind of a thunderstorm. I'm in between rain. So I decided to sneak out because I've been trying to podcast for days. So this is their card. Now, right now, as far as I understand it, the only place it's available, this yarn, is at their store. But was having a conversation with the owner of the store about possibly getting it for my store. So I met so many nice people. Oh my God, it was a whole vacation of yummy yarn. And no one was allowed to complain because you gotta pay the bills and it also pays for the vacation, right? Oh, and I went to Espace Tricot. So Melissa and Lisa weren't in. They were on their own vacation, but they did see some of my pictures because they did like some of my pictures on Instagram. So I went there, and oh my goodness, they're the nicest bunch of ladies in there, and such a pretty store. Oh my God, they have a lot of yarn crammed in there, considering the square footage. Because I mean, my store is quite, square footage wise, is big. Like, it's big, and I have high ceilings. They've got to be at least 12 feet because it's an old building, 1800s, and wood floor. Late 1800s it was built. Used to be an old grocery store, my store. Anyways, but they got a lot of yarn crammed in there. It's pretty awesome, and they're so friendly and super nice. And we were talking, because I'm always a little hesitant telling people that I own a yarn store, because sometimes they just look at you as competition and you're not a buyer and you're just trying to see what ideas you can steal from them, which I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at ideas, sure, but I'm not stealing anything. I'm always trying to come up with new ideas and share tons of information with other people, and that's how I try to work it. Good neighbors, right? Don't be competition, be good neighbors. So anyways, I looked at the hedgehog, which I want hedgehog so bad, but I'm on a waiting list to get it. Apparently they've got so many vendors, or retailers, they're having trouble maybe keeping up, because now they've got us retailers on a waiting list. Someday, maybe, or maybe I'll find something in the meantime that's Canadian. I don't have to ship over from Britain. That's awesome too, because there's some fabulous Canadian dyers, and I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna find them and bring them in. I want to get rid of the commercial stuff a little bit and just sort of get really cool Canadiana stuff made by Canadian stuff, so I don't have to deal with NAFTA and all that nonsense. So anyways, Espace Tricot. So I got their lace weight linen, and it's like butter, and they've got lovely colors. So yeah, it shows the color pretty good. This is pretty orangey, but it's got that coral tone to it. So I don't know, I couldn't resist. You get a lot in them. Like, there's 600 yards in each of these, so probably gonna end up being a gift for somebody, but I'm not gonna say who. And they gave me one of their bags. Yay! So hopefully I'm going to be friends with those guys, because they also carry quince and Brooklyn tweed, and it's way easier if I have a customer that is in desperate need of one skein in one dye lot, if I can call Montreal and say, do you guys have this? Can you ship it to me? And then I can get it for my customer, and vice versa, because trying to contact the manufacturer quince themselves and get stuff is tricky sometimes, and it happens, it happens, like, often enough that you have to think about it when you have a customer that just needs one more skein, and it's terrible when they're in the middle of the sweater, and like when you're running out, it's stress no one needs to have. So Espace Tricot, hopefully, yeah, we're kind of, because we both have the Brooklyn tweed and the quince, so we can hopefully help each other out when we need to and share stuff back and forth. So my little project bag from Chestnut Fibers that I love, with my little bird cages. It got pretty abused on the road trip. It needs to be washed. It got soaking wet because I was carrying it around in my satchel bag purse, and when we got caught in this crazy torrential rain, the dye in the purse got into the bag, so I've got dye spots on it, but I don't care, it's beautiful. So Chestnut Fibers is this great bag maker on Etsy, and we've been sort of commenting, chatting back and forth on Instagram, because she was following my trip through Nova Scotia and stuff, and we had some fun incidents in PEI with Jellyfish, and my husband and my son got a little freaked out by jellyfish and worried about getting stung. So anyways, she sent me this awesome little bag, and it's got jellies on the inside. All these little jellyfish. So she sent this as a gift. Like, she said she was making it and watching one of my podcasts and just thought this was perfect for me. And it says, girls love to wine, mojito mama. Girls just wanna something. Just wanna have fun. Yeah, group therapy. Yeah, it's like, this is perfect. And I love the teal color up here. Like, and it's just a wee little sack, because I am working on my very first pair of socks. And I don't know if I'm gonna be the sock. I know you guys love socks. Some of you guys really love socks. I don't know. Yeah, I get a little bored and twitchy, but it was great for driving for sure. So I was working on my socks. I'm doing the afterthought heel, and I threw in, just because I've never done this before, I threw in lifelines on either side. So I'm getting there. I'm almost to the point where I'm gonna be doing the cuffs. Socks. And because I'm doing toe up, they're great because I can see that they're fitting, and I got 2 at a time toe up afterthought heels, and there's a hair clip from vacation still stuck in my sock. So that's one of my works in progress, and I'm gonna put it in this little bag because I didn't have a sock bag. I always do bigger projects, so yay. It's going in its own little bag. Thanks, Chris, for sending that. That's awesome. My husband, when he brought the envelope in, and he puts it on my desk, and I was at work, he had stopped in, and he's like, have you been ordering again? Because, I mean, you know, vacations, you spend a lot of money. And I'm like, I didn't know. I didn't order anything. I don't understand. And I'm opening it going, I don't understand. I didn't buy anything. And he's kind of looking at me. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a present from somebody. I'm like, that's so cool. So anyways, thanks again, Chris. That was a big surprise, and yeah, it was awesome. And the jellyfish just made me howl when I saw it inside it, because, oh yeah, actually there's an illustration in here of the jellyfish incident. Because the boys, every time they'd see one 2 feet away, they'd go, ah, jellyfish, ah, jellyfish. And I was out in the water too, and I was like, it's fine, they're not gonna touch you, they're not gonna come near you, don't worry about it. Oh shoot, now I can't find it in the sketchbook. But they were a little stressed about the jellies. Oh, come on, where is it? Oh, there it is. Jellyfish. My husband climbing on top of my son and top of me. And then I saw a seashell on the ground when we were in the water, and I'm like, oh look, and I touched it with my toe, and I went, boom. I'm like, I'm not used to things being around and alive so much, like in the lake. You don't really see fish when you're swimming in the lake. And yeah, so it was a crab, and my son's like, there's stuff on the ground that's moving. At least the jellyfish are on top where I can see them. I'm out. I went running out. Did not like swimming at the beach in Cavendish and PEI. It was lovely though. Yeah, and we have a video when we did go whale watching out in the ocean. It ended up being quite rough. There were 4 and 5 foot swells, which is like the height of the waves. That doesn't bother me. I've been on the water. I grew up on the water basically. I lived out on Pelee Island for years and years and years through high school, and I kind of like it when it's rough. It's fun. So anyways, we go on this Zodiac, which is like the big pond, like it's got the big blown up outside area of it with a wood floor, and there's like bus seats in the center with a rope across them so you can hang on. I'm like, is that the holy handle? And they're like, yeah, that's what it's for. So we were out, and my kids were a little concerned. They weren't sure that they liked the idea of being in open water in this little boat, and it's in the ocean, but it was really rough. So the boat's going boom, boom over the waves, and boom, boom. It was so much fun. But what they make you do, you have to suit up in a survival suit. And it's this bright orange survival suit, and it's all bulky because it's meant to, it's a flotation device as well. So you're kind of walking around all bulked up, and they're kind of like snowmobile suits from the 70s, but they're like orange. So we're like walking around, and then all of a sudden my son and my husband looked at each other and went, oh my God, this is just like Armageddon, the movie. You know, the one with Bruce Willis where all the mining tough guys, they're miners and they drill for stuff and oil and things, and they're going to be sent to an asteroid to break it and drill into it and blow it up and everything. And there's this one part of the movie that we're all walking slow out to the spacecraft and they're wearing these suits. We kind of reenacted that. So, Tim, if you want to put that in, put it in here. It's ridiculous.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever done.
We like things that are funny in our family. So, another work in progress. Let's see, what else have we got? Oh, the sweater. I'm working on this. You know, some things just knit fast, and this knit up fast. This is a cardigan I'm working on. So it's got kind of a lacy edge at the bottom, and I'm using Noro, and it's just knit from the top down, and it's Jessamine cardigan, and it's put out by Quince, and it's the pattern is designed by Melissa LeBaire, and of course in Quince they've done it in worsted weight kestrel linen in a gray. I like color, and it's supposed to be all one, but I thought this is great. I love this jazzy color, so I picked up my Noro, and this one's called Miri, and that's the color as well. And then the other, and the kind of crazy acid color is Arcania Huasco worsted weight, and it's a semi-solid. So I just thought this would be nice in the dull weather when you're just sick of gray days. So I'm like, cool, I'm working on that. And the other one I'm working on, sort of in secret, but my daughter doesn't watch my podcast, so was a pattern by Martin Story, and it's called Snowland Cardigan. This is the back panel, and I did it using Savannah by Queensland. Now this is beautiful yarn. It's 66% silk and 34% linen. It's been kind of quiet in the store, so I needed to do a sample up. But because my daughter's going on this interview, I've got the back done, one front, I'm almost halfway through the second front. I'm just gonna put short sleeves on and get it ready for August 9th, because orange is supposed to be a good color for good luck and for feeling confident with going to interviews. So hopefully she'll like this. I kind of like it because it's like kind of a, you know, understated sort of, more of a lacy kind of, you know, traditional, contemporary kind of, not contemporary, but traditional kind of cardigan. But then I'm getting it edgy because I'm making it in bright orange. So I hope I get it done. Either that or she's gonna get it with no sleeves. She'll be able to get the front panel done. So yeah, that's the other thing that I was working on. So that's kind of all the works and projects. I have lots going on at the store with the website. We have a workshop coming up the end of the month. Pam de Groot is coming all the way from Australia. Well, she's kind of doing a North American tour, teaching different places. So she'll be at my place August 30th. And staying for doing a 4-day workshop, and we're going to make these amazing eco-printed gauzy kind of dresses, kind of with a tunic top, and then you've got all these, you're going to pull up fabric and make tucks and everything. There goes the dog. Squirrel alert. You get him, Milo. He keeps all the squirrels on high alert at all times. Yeah, so I totally forgot what I was talking about. Right, so Pam de Groot's coming, and that's a wet felting workshop. And then September, we've got Woodstock. We're going to be at the Woodstock show. Oh, before that, I'm going to be at Twist Festival in Saint-Andre-Avelin, which near Montebello. I'm going to the Twist Festival. I will be there with my Shirley Bryan yarn and Quince, of course, probably the Brooklyn Tweed, and I'm going to bring Zen Yarn Garden because they have done something amazing. I ordered it on Monday, and they are going to dye everything I've ordered and ship it to me. Hopefully it'll be dry by then. Ship it to me so I can take it with me on the 18th when I drive up to Rosehaven for the Twist Festival. It's a great festival. It's a 2-day one. I think there's actually even workshops on the Friday, but the marketplace is Saturday and Sunday. So there's some fantastic indie dyers and makers and creators, and there's felters that sell finished garments and things. It's a pretty fantastic show. I think they've been doing it 7 years? No, maybe they're 5 years. Yeah, I think they had their 5th year last year. So, yes. And I think that's kind of about all the stuff that's got going on. Kelly's got a couple new designs she's coming out with because she never stops designing. Milo, will you cut it out? Ruff, ruff, ruff. All right, he needs to stop barking now. No one likes a small, barky dog. Hold on. This is Milo. Here's somebody talking out the front, don't you? There's a cheese factory in front of our house, so there's people that go and buy ice cream and families and stuff. So, you say hi, Milo? No, look this way. He doesn't like the pool, doesn't like cars. He got left behind and got to stay with a friend who house sat him. Didn't you, Milo? Hey, Noodles? Who's the good puppy? Right? Spoiled. He goes to the store sometimes and hangs out at the store. Usually he likes to just show people all his toys when they come in and visit. He does have a couple pieces of ratty bits of felt that he likes to carry around, and women always worry that he's found some garment and he's wrapped it. Haven't you? Yes or no? All right, wiener dog. Squirrel. Squirrel. That's all we need to say. Oh, the heart's pounding. We had a very exciting evening a couple nights ago. I heard noises outside. I came outside. It's 4 in the morning. It's pitch black, a little bit of moonlight, and I opened the door, step out onto the little the deck right at the door, which is 1 level up. And I keep thinking there's things moving on the deck. I turn the outside light on. There are 6 full-size raccoons. They must have been like a mom with some juveniles. And they were just like everywhere, and I'm like, get out of here, ah! And then Milo heard me, so he decided to get out of bed and come investigate. So he comes ripping out and managed to get them in the tree, and then he's like squawking and squealing because they won't come out of the tree and play. It was big excitement, wasn't it, Milo? Yes. Raccoons. Yes. All right, there you go. So, thanks for hanging out with me. Happy knitting. We are going to be starting a knit along coming up very soon. We want to do the Ramble Shawl by Audrey Mowry. So go check it out on Ravelry. See if you want to join us. We're going to start setting it up soon. Okay? Take care. Bye.